Week 14 Dom picks. Let's kick it off with the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. Start off with the Bengals side. I love how getting Joe Burrow back has uplifted this team significantly. Offensively, early doors, I'm not expecting this offense to just take off and be a prolific unit. Joe Shiesty still has to find his rhythm and get reacclimated to playing football. But on the defensive side, I love that that unit is playing with more of a purpose. And just collectively, the Cincinnati Bengals feel like a team that have more belief and confidence that they could do the improbable and find a way to get into the postseason. When it comes to this matchup, I feel like this could be the Chase Brown game. Over the last 3 weeks, the Bengals have been able to run the football. Plus, Chase Brown is a dual threat where he can come out of the backfield and give you some pass catching abilities. And that could continue in this game as the Bills have a bottom 5 run defense. And switching over to the Buffalo side, I feel like they are a team who is underachieving based off of the expectations we have for them coming into the season. I'm going to get a little interested. I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals. Right now, there is a spark in that organization. And on the other side with the Bills, a majority of their losses stem from the fact that this is not the same team from years prior. Moving to the Commanders and Vikings game, it appears we will have both young quarterbacks. If that is the case, for the former, can they protect JD and make sure they don't risk not only his career, but the long-term success in Washington? I will take the Commanders. Although this has been a disappointing season, I feel like they have been playing much better as of late. Seattle and Atlanta, I'm taking the Seahawks. Defensively, they're at the top of their game. Offensively, I feel like JSN is going to have a bounce-back game. And on the other side, I don't feel confident with Kirk Cousins being the starter. I don't believe that will be enough to overcome the Seattle defense. On to the next one. We have a game with major AFC South implications, the Colts and the Jaguars. If Jacksonville can win this game, that will be a major advantage for them down the stretch. I feel like schedule-wise, they have the much lighter one compared to the Texans, compared to the Colts. And numbers-wise, you get that win over Indy, it makes it a little more difficult for the Colts to get back in the position to win the division. And on the Colts side, it feels like the world is going against you right now. Daniel Jones picks up an injury that 100% seems like it is hampering him. And then your big trade deadline acquisition, Sauce Gardner, picks up a calf strain. They need this game not only to remain in a good spot for the postseason, but a little bit for their psyche. The X factor in this game is Trevor Lawrence. If he plays well, the Jacksonville Jaguars, in my mind, should win this game. They have home field advantage. They are the team with the most momentum as well. This game is a golden opportunity for Trevor Lawrence to start changing the narrative around him. Expect this to be a close, potentially one-score game. I'm going to take the Indianapolis Colts. I feel like the offense is guaranteed to have an explosion here, along with their defense, who have been the best part of this team for the last few weeks. They could be the catalyst to forcing Trevor Lawrence into a bad game, along with helping this squad get back on track during the final stretch of games. Dolphins and Jets, I'm not sure if this could be considered an upset because both teams have been awful, but I'm taking the New York Jets. I love what I saw from Tyrod Taylor last week. Him as a starting quarterback has sparked this offensive unit. Next, we got the Saints and Buccaneers. I'm taking Tampa, and this could be the game where the Buccaneers use this as a way to tighten up in both their secondary cover and find a way to get more pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Tennessee Titans and Cleveland Browns. I will go with the Browns here as I believe Myles Garrett will have a massive, impactful game. Keep in mind, the Titans O-line have allowed the most sacks at, I believe, 48 on the year. I wouldn't be surprised if we see yet another 3 or 5 sack day from Garrett. And on the offensive side, I believe Shador and the rest of that unit should be able to have success on the day. Moving on to a classic AFC North rivalry, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. In this game, I want to see Lamar Jackson be Lamar Action Jackson. I'm not sure if injuries are hampering him, but regardless of that, if you're able to get on the field, you got to deliver, especially when you have the resume and the expectations of a Lamar Jackson. Although this is a divisional matchup and it could get a little ugly, I believe that will not be the case in this one, as Lamar Jackson and that offensive unit can take advantage of a Pittsburgh defense that has been underwhelming. And if that's not the case against this Steelers defense, it's going to be a questionable journey down the stretch here for Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Moving on to the Rams and Cardinals, I'm taking the Rams as I feel like they are pissed off, and we're going to see Stafford and that defensive unit have some bounce back performances. Denver and Vegas, I'm taking the Broncos. The Broncos have been one of the best teams in the league, and I expect that to continue against a Raiders squad that has been extremely underwhelming this year. And one thing I want to see from the Denver Broncos in this game is their offense showing why they can be prolific. They have the talent. They have one of the best play callers in Sean Payton. I want to see them start to get the rhythm as we approach the postseason. Next up, we have the most classic rivalry in the league all time, the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. For the Chicago Bears, they have been outstanding. I did not expect them to take this leap this quick. Ben Johnson has been an excellent coach. He has done a great job of developing Caleb Williams and just building up this team, giving them that sense of confidence that they can win each and every week. On the Green Bay side, Matt LaFleur, we know how excellent of a coach he is. Jordan Love, when he's got it dialed in, he can be a top 10 quarterback. And defensively, that unit is spectacular. There's a reason why you go out and you get a Micah Parsons. This has been an extremely hard game to decide on because Chicago have looked so well and they're playing with house money this year. I find myself leaning with the Green Bay Packers. I believe that Green Bay Packers defense is going to have some answers to solve Caleb Williams and this Bears offense. Sunday Night Football, we have a massive matchup against the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. For KC to reach the playoffs, they are probably going to have to win out, but they have a tough task this week. They are more than likely going to be down 3 of their 5 starting offensive linemen, and that includes both of their starting tackles, along with probably their best offensive lineman in Trey Smith. The Texans defense is no joke. We know how Will Anderson Jr., Danielle Hunter, they could get after the quarterback. Derek Stingley Jr. is one of the best young corners in the game. They do a great job of competing. They will need that going against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. They understand that they have a daunting task, along with the fact that their backs are against the wall. For my Dom pick, I'm going to go with an upset. Give me the Houston Texans. It is too much to overcome, losing 3 of your starting offensive linemen, potentially. I fear this could be a game where the Texans pass rush are going to tee off on Patrick Mahomes. And that's because, keep in mind, KC cannot run the football. Their run game has had success in short yard situations, but outside of that, it has not been reliable enough for them to consistently move the ball down the field. This is going to be a game where you need a Rasheed Rice, Travis Kelce, and the rest of your pass catchers to have impactful games. But that will be difficult because this Texans pass defense is elite. The only way I see KC winning this game is if they can make this a low-scoring game and force CJ Stroud and the rest of the offensive unit into giveaways. And to wrap up Dom picks, we got Monday Night Football, Philadelphia Eagles, and the LA Chargers. For the Eagles in this game, I need to see a complete game from all 3 phases. Defensively, I want to see them lock in. It's disappointing that Jalen Carter is coming off of surgery, so we don't know how long he's going to be out. Then in the special teams element, I want to see Jake Elliott get back on track. And offensively, we all know that they have been inconsistent. This matchup, though, however, I feel like they could get back to at least half of the success that they had last year running the football. The Chargers during the middle portion of the season did give up a ton of 100-yard runners. Saquon Barkley could be the first one since then. However, it depends on how well that offensive unit can hold up in the run game. Can they create the openings and give Saquon a chance? If that is the case, we know he is still capable of hitting his head off of the goalposts. And switching over to my Chargers, I just don't know how much I trust whether or not Jay Herbo is going to be healthy enough to go up against this Eagles defense. We don't have neither one of our starting tackles, and going up against Jalen Phillips, I feel like this could be a game where it might be difficult. Because of the hand injury to Justin Herbert, more likely than not, we will be in shotgun, and that might encourage Vic Fangio to bring the pressure. If that is the case, we have a nice 1-2 punch with him and Vidal that could take the pressure off of Jay Herbo. Initially, I was going to take the Eagles, but I've kind of changed my mind. I'm going with the Chargers. I feel like right now in Philly, the vibes aren't right. Plus, when I look at the Chargers, I feel offensively we can have great success. And we saw just last week with the Chicago Bears how they were able to run the football. I believe we will try to mimic that. And on the defensive side, as long as we keep Saquon in check, the Chargers could get a big-time win here. That will wrap up the video. If you made it to the end, much love as always. Go ahead and hit the like button. Comment down below your predictions for Week 14. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next one.